Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio. This is the 6 p.m. daily prayer program. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Teresa Castro, and I host the Sunday 6 p.m. program. Welcome. Everyone, please feel welcome, whether you're listening to this on demand or you are here live with us. And I don't see your name, so I can only see those names who write something. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So this evening, we have a message before our prayer by, it is actually, it's an excerpt from the book Lindos Casas de Bezerra de Menezes, Ramiro Gama. So, and the name of the message is The Water of Peace. And so here we go. Oh, I should say, it's in the book entitled Endearing Gems from Francisco Cândido Xavier. And this book was translated and compiled by Jussara, Korngold, and Marie Levinson. And I think the thing that's important that I like to share about this book is it is no longer available in print. So I think it's really important to share the messages that are here. So the Water of Peace. With reference to mediumship, hello, Kardec Radio. I hope you can sign your name. You must be a Kardec Radio host. And I'll say hello to you. With reference, so this is The Water of Peace by Chico, and it's taken out of a book, Lindos Casas de Bezerra de Menezes by Ramiro Gama. The Water of Peace. It is, let me start from the beginning, sorry about this. The Water of Peace. With reference to mediumship, heated discussions surrounded Chico. It is not. I saw, I did not see. And the medium sometimes went through long annoyances, trying to explain, yet not being understood. Therefore, when he prayed, he quite often he felt discouraged and quite disheartened. One fine day, the spirit of Maria João de Jesus appeared to him and advised, "My son, to cure these anxieties, you must utilize the water of peace." The medium, satisfied, looked for this medication in all the pharmacies of Pedro Leopoldo, but he couldn't find it. Then he decided to seek for it in Belo Horizonte, however, still in vain. At the end of 2 weeks, he told his discarnate mother about his failure in this search. His mother, Maria, smiled and informed him, "You don't need to travel far and search for it. You can procure this remedy in your own home. The water of peace can be found in the tap water." When someone provokes you into irritability, have a glass of water, drink a little, and conserve the rest in your mouth. Don't swallow it or dispose of it. While the temptation of answering persists, keep the water bathing the tongue. This is the water of peace. Another beautiful message, and it's so important to hear this message at this time with all the chaos going on in the world. And we're easily irritated by what we hear, and people who disagree with us, people who don't understand us, people we don't understand, the behavior of people. So it's a good tool for us to have at this time. we can really be tempted to react to all the problems. And I mean, it can be overwhelming thinking, how are we going to get out of this mess? So what his mother, Maria João de Deus. Hello, Betsy, welcome. And Nora Brazil, nice to see you, ladies. And whoever else is listening as well. I can't see your name. So his mother actually gives us a very good tool when she's talking about the water of peace and holding when you're feeling irritated and feeling that desire to lash back or to once again try harder to be understood. She's giving us this tool of just holding this water, holding it in our mouth, because you can't talk and hold water in your mouth at the same time. And letting that sensation pass, letting the emotions cool, letting the flames cool. So it's a great tool for us to use at this time. She's talking about, and just the idea of water. Water in and of itself is a very healing fluid. We all need to have water. What is our body? 98% water. Every living thing consumes water. So water has very healing properties. So, we may not be in a position to go put water in our mouth at that time, but we also have other many tools that give us that space and that moment to slow down, taking deep breaths. Also, as we just do daily meditations and prayers, we begin to ground ourselves and protect ourselves, and we're better situated in those times of irritability. We have a better chance of not lashing back or becoming a part of the irritation. So it's a beautiful message, and it's somewhat a little bit humorous to think about holding our mouth full of water to prevent us from saying things we may regret, or fueling the fire, so to speak. So when we start wanting to criticize and slander, and it's very easy to do in this political environment we're in, very heavy energies, that it's a good thing to do, to slow that down and not partake in that. So I think we should take this message with us into our prayer today, thinking of the water of peace and knowing that we're not going to solve all of the world's problems, but we really can start in our own homes to make a difference. And it's funny, I'm just thinking of how similar when my son was playing sports and the parents would gather in the arena and they're all cheering for their own kid. And sometimes the parents would get really heated and start yelling at other children that weren't even theirs. And we had a little bit of a joke that if we felt a parent was doing that, we would just hand them a lollipop. And it was, a way of telling them to fill their mouth. But so it's that same principle here, of choosing to slow ourselves down and not partake. And all our spiritist literature help us with this, and because it reminds us that this is all passing and that we need not set this in highest regard, that it's all passing and it's temporary, and that we're here to learn and practice, not to get create more debt for ourselves in slandering or getting caught up in evil doings, or pushing for what we want or what we think. So we will go off into our prayer now. So I'm going to ask you if you can, and I'm going to try to play some music. And please let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough. I'd appreciate it. And so if you can, Close your eyes, not for ritual, but just for less distraction. And I'm going to encourage everyone to ground, to try to feel yourself grounded, whether it be that we imagine ourselves as a rooted tree, the roots reach deep down into the earth, somehow securing ourselves to the ground, knowing that we are safe, knowing we are loved, and knowing that we are never alone. And let us feel the healing water of peace. Let us feel ourselves being showered from the top of our head. We feel this water streaming down, bathing, covering all our chakras, cleansing, helping to clear away negative energies, either produced from us or we've gathered from others. Let us feel ourselves with this warm, comforting water spreading over our bodies, feeling showered. And let us protect ourselves, imagining Mother Mary's robe encased around us, feeling all the unconditional love and support, feeling this robe as a shield, knowing we are protected and we are loved as children of God. Let us enter into our prayer. Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this sacred life, for the opportunity to grow. Help us to remember that we are forever loved and we are co-creators with you. Let us remember to see ourselves within our brothers and sisters. And that they may see themselves in us. Help us to practice and to trust that as your children, we carry those attributes of God. Let us leave aside doubt for now, knowing that we will someday also reach the Christ consciousness. Let us believe this, and let us tell ourselves we are all truly made in the image of God. Even for a few moments, let us recognize ourselves as perfected children of God. Thank you for this moment, this time of hearing of Chico's life and his willingness to listen, his resignation, and his renunciation, wearing the world as a loose garment. We thank you, our Master Jesus, for showing us how to be better humans. providing us with a path. Let us go forward into our week, remembering this water of peace. That we may practice letting go of the ego and the need to be right in order to practice being brothers and sisters. Let us also take a moment to remember those in more need than ourselves and send vibrations of love and hope that they may feel and recognize they are not alone. Let us remember to pray for those who suffer in silence, unable to express themselves. We trust God above all things, and God's worldly designs are much better than we could ever create ourselves. So we will continue to walk with hope and courage in our hearts, knowing that we will be shown and directed toward an ever greater light. With respect, appreciation, gratitude, and humility, we humbly ask permission to close this session, and so be it. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Nora, for the feedback, and Betsy. I appreciate all of you being here this evening, and I so hope, God willing, we will be together again next Sunday at 6 p.m. Please join. And remember, there are the other Kardec radio programs that are available throughout the week, 24/7, nourishing our souls. God bless you all.